Why? Gun control. Gun control is an issue that's been remain controversial. 11,000 to 12,000 people die each year by firearms. It's an issue that's declining, but handguns are still the most dominant weapon for homicide. Even if the weapon was to be not dominant, it's still important to discuss this matter. Let me ask you, how important is one person's life? Could you even possibly label a price for it? A person's life is limitless, that's why it's priceless. This precious gift that we're born with is taken away each moment, each second. 1.78 people dying out there. A gun is definitely contributing to it. Every trigger, a person's life threatened. This gun is a humankind's invention that is made to destroy humankind. Main purpose of the gun is to kill or injure the target. Yet United States allows gun to be possessed by citizens for their self-defense or any other reasons. In fact, according to the Blaze, 55 out of 100 people possesses a gun, or should I say 55 out of 100 people are potential threats. We're humans, not God. We don't have rights to control a person's life. Yet guns are controlling the innocent lives. With guns, more people are threatened. With guns, more people are always nervous. With guns, more people are exposed to danger. Then why do we need guns? It's clear that guns should be controlled. First, let's talk about the potential danger that gun has. Have you ever heard about the Virginia Tech mass shooting incident? 32 people dead. One peaceful morning, Shang Hui Choi killed the students in the campus and at last killing himself. According to LLC, he was a patient who required therapy as an outpatient. It was not his fault that he had psychological issues, but our fault for letting him have the weapon and the opportunity. Only if the guns were controlled, those deaths of innocent students would never happen. Guns provide an opportunity for a person to do things that are wrong. Guns are encouraging people to go the wrong path. According to Violence Policy Center, from 1996 to 2000 in Texas, person with handgun had 81% higher chance to be arrested than the rest of the citizens. In 2007, out of all the Florida handgun owners, 1,400 felt guilty, 216 were warranted, and 128 had active domestic violence injunction. Considering that giving a gun only increases the danger, why would you allow people to have it? Second, have you ever thought about the psychological effect of guns? Imagine you're in a place where people have guns and you don't know who does. According to Professor Jessica and Dr. James, possession of guns can cause suspicion. Suspicion that one might possess the gun can lead to tragedy. In fact, according to a survey by Inter-University Consortium, 75% of the criminals carries a gun just because there's always a chance that their victim might be armed. Isn't it ironic how people buy a gun to be safe, but then criminals buy a gun because of victims? Why can't there be just no guns for both sides? The most dangerous part of the psychological effect is the behavior change. According to the study by Dr. Jennifer Kleinsmith, when male was exposed to firearm, there was an increase of male hormones. This resulted males to be 3 times more likely to behave aggressively. This aggressive behavior and easy access to the gun would be the worst combination. Lastly, people buy guns to feel safe, but is that true? The director of the NRA said that one thing a violent rapist deserves is to face as a good woman with a gun. Even the NRA chef said the only thing that stops the bad guy with a gun is the good guy with a gun. According to Procon.org, 59% of the people carries a gun to feel safer. According to Criminalist Gary, the criminal would retreat 55% of the time when you possess a gun. However, according to the Journal of American College Health, 79% felt unsafe if the school member possessed the gun. Ironically, guns that should make you feel safer is making people feel less safe. Did anyone say they should own a gun to feel safe? According to the Johns Hopkins research, women living in a home with guns were 3 times more likely to be murdered. If the woman's partner possessed a gun, the chances increased by 5 times. Did anyone say the one thing a violent rapist deserves is to face as a good woman with a gun? Well, according to Professor Chow's study, the chances of getting shot increased by 5.5 times when the person was to counterattack. So if you had to shoot a gun, you likely get shot. I agree there were some incidents that people did prevent, but it's very rare. Also, it does not change the fact that actually owning a gun increases your chances of getting shot. Now let me ask you, can a good guy with a gun stop the bad guy with a gun? The answer is that both guys shouldn't even have guns from the start. All these reasons are putting basis over the importance of life. Potential danger of gun threatens our life and psychological effect creates mistrust. Lastly, our biggest misconception of gun being the superhero is false. Without gun, number of deaths toll would decrease. Without gun, there would be less threat and neighbors would be our friends. Without gun, we would be safer. We should control gun for us in the future.